All right, it's springtime and the wind's blowing. I want to show you real quick kind of one of these things that you can use on the new mapping system. This is the new C-Map that I'm running. I've actually just got it here not long ago, and I'm starting to play with some different color shading and some contour changes and things like that. And one thing I want to talk about real quick is whether you're throwing a crankbait or a jerkbait in the springtime, it's very important to fish current breaks and places that, you know, that deep water is close to. So you get a cloudy, overcast day like it is out here today, those fish, you know, they'll tend to roam around. They'll get up there and feed when that sun really comes out strong in the afternoons. But they want to be close to that deep water, you know, because we're still early enough in the year. We're still getting a few cold fronts, you know, where it gets down in the 40s at night. So those fish aren't going to commit and make a big move right up to the bank and stay up on the bank. They still want to be close to that deep water. So I'm going to show you how to use these electronics in order to find those key places to look for in the springtime. One of the biggest keys in the springtime is wind. You know, it's going to blow 1 out of every 3 days, and the wind is a good thing in the springtime. You know, a few days out this week, the wind's blown and the fish seem to be biting pretty good, and then the days you get you know, the calmer days, the high bluebird skies, it seems like fishing's a little bit tougher. So we're out here today and we've got a good south wind blowing against a lot of these banks here, and we're going to roll down through here and just see what happens. So if you look at those contours right there, notice I've got that dark blue is 5 foot range, and it slides out there and gets lighter as it comes out. But you can see that deep water right there, right out there off of it, and it pulls right up next to the bank there. That's the kind of key places that you're looking for this time of year. It's just inside of it's just outside, it's the main lake point before you turn to go back in a creek. And that's the kind of key places that those fish like to hang around before they move on into the bays. I just pulled up to another cut. Here's the creek. I'll zoom out here where you can see the creek. And it's just the very first point going in. It's just out of that current. So the current's running south to north. It's running right down through here, just like this. And right here on this back side, you've got that contour change, that's real steep drop right there, where it's real shallow up here and it drops off into 22 foot of water out here where the boat's sitting right now. And it's just outside of that current. Be a perfect place for them to set up in springtime. So a couple things we went over today. Number one is springtime fishing and what to look for, the channel swing banks, the current breaks, stuff like that. But the main thing that we covered was how to use the new C-Map system to your advantage. Everybody thinks that you just use that stuff in the summertime and, you know, not so much in the springtime. You just use a sonar to see what depth it is, but, you know, look for those places that are just out of the current. Look for those places that are, you know, the creek channel, the first turn that you go in off of the main lake, you know, the places where the water is, you know, comes up really deep right up next to a shallow bank. That's the kind of places you're going to look for. Check out the new C-Map from Lowrance. It's going to make you a better fisherman.